I'm Jamie Bello.
I'm Michael Del Mundo, and
We're Mike Shea-Weiss.
we are Mike Shea-Weiss. Mike Shea-Weiss really starts back to my childhood when my dad moved to Hawaii. I would always visit. I ended up staying here in Seattle. And any break that I did get, I would go back and visit my dad. I would help him at his gas station. And during that time, we would, my brother and I would go get shave ice every once in a while we're doing like grocery runs or going to the beach or just anytime that we could, really. That was just one of the things my brother kind of introduced me, and it's just like I tagged along with him. He's my older brother by 5 years, so he just would be like, hey, we're getting shave ice. I'd be like, all right, cool, sounds good. And it was right next to a sports authority at the time in Hawaii. So I would love to go to sports authority just to walk around. So we would just like, hey, sports authority, shave ice on our break. And it just kind of evolved from there. Just kind of was just a treat to us. But then moving forward, 2010, I moved to Hawaii to help out my dad for a family emergency. His health wasn't doing too great. I ended up moving there, helping out the business, helped manage the gas station. The next following year, my dad decided to open up a convenience shop just a block behind the gas station. And he was just like, oh, I want to sell, some groceries, just be a little mom and pop grocery shop. And I was like, well, what if we try shave ice? Like, there's no shave ice. Well, there wasn't very many shops around that area, especially in this side of the island, which is Waianae on the west side of Oahu. Most people, you would go to North Shore for shave ice, or where we would go is in the Waikele outlets. Those are kind of the options you had at that time. And just over a period of time, trial and error, word of mouth, people in the community started to know that we were there. And then we put our business on Yelp, and then tourists started to come in, and we just started meeting other people from around the world. And the west side at that time, 2010-ish, was on the up and coming because there was a little bit more resorts kind of popping up, like Kolina. So it was a slow, steady, gradual kind of an increase of traffic, and then it kind of started to take off. A couple of years, 5 years later, we started kind of get our name out there. And I think that opportunity really arose when that gas station in Hawaii was presented to him and our family. At that time, our gas station, we had a gas station here in Renton, and it was transitioning, the area was transitioning a lot. There was a Safeway that was opening up a gas station across the street. The QFC down the street is opening up a gas station, and there was already a gas station in front of us. So within one block, there was 4 gas stations, really large gas stations. And I think my dad just took a leap of faith, and I remember the trip. Then we went to go visit to Hawaii. It was the first time ever being there, and we were visiting all the 76s around the area, and he chose Waianae, which was very different. And I was just like, oh wow, this is awesome. Like right across the street from the beach. Very different. Yeah, I was just like, oh, okay, cool. And then my mom was like, hey, you're gonna come here every summer and work. I was like, cool, this is fun. And then but I didn't know that would really play a big part of my story and my life. And it really changed from there. I just thought it was normal, as a kid. But growing up, I was just splitting time between Hawaii and Seattle.
Even my family, my grandpa, my lolo, he actually owned land, and we actually had a gas station and a restaurant in the Philippines, in Ilocos, in the province was Narvacan. So that's my kind of tie into this also, which is crazy because my grandpa had a gas station, and then my dad.
My family had a gas station.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just to answer your question, that we not so many like business owners. There are business owners, but the entrepreneur side, it's kind of tough to say other than maybe my dad that I know of. I have some cousins, he owns his own business and stuff. But for him, I think coming from the Philippines at that time, to be a business owner was kind of his dream, I believe. And kind of a backstory for my dad and my mom, they pretty much came and worked on the fishing lines in Alaska, and that's how they really got enough, I guess, money to open up a business. And I guess a gas station was the route. I never really asked my dad why a gas station, but maybe that he just knew that he saw opportunity in there, and maybe there was someone that kind of let him know that may be a good route for him. We started dating back in 2015.
What?
Is that right?
What? We went to high school together.
Well, yeah, but officially when we started talking, and I moved back to Washington, and I was telling her, I was kind of at the point in life I was like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to own a business. I was living in Hawaii for 5 years, kind of managing my dad's stores, but I wanted to venture off and kind of do my own thing. That's what I told my dad, and he didn't really take it too well. Oh, really? Yeah, he did not take it too well. He was really hoping that I would stay and kind of take over, and I just wasn't ready for that commitment. And I said, let me go do my thing. And I came back to Washington. I was working at Nike. I was hoping to move up, which I kind of was in the store. But I was just like, no, I don't think this is. I have to be my own boss.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I always wanted to be my own boss. I wanted my own business, but I didn't know what it was. So I kind of told Jamie, I was like,
what about Shave Ice?
I was like, what if we do Shave Ice? And one of our best friends opened up a tea shop, 20-ounce tea. So I kind of saw him opening up his own business and how his process was going, and he kind of was just like, just do it, and I was like, oh, okay, that sounds easy, but.
And I was just like, you have to do it now. You gotta do it now.
And Jamie was just like, you got to do it or someone else will. And I was like, that really sat with me. If someone else did it and did it the way that I wanted to do it before me, I think that wouldn't have sat well with me. So I was like, all right.
You don't want that regret.
I didn't want that regret. So she really pushed me to just like, all right, what do you want? Like, what do you want your Shave Ice to look like? What kind of company?
Yeah.
And I would tell her these things, and she would actually like come back with ideas from like Pinterest or other businesses with like certain, like the way they present themselves and market themselves. I'm like, oh, I want to kind of be like that, and she just had the idea. I had like kind of had the ideas, but she kind of put them into like, I don't know, reality, and presented like, oh, hey, I found this business that's pretty cool and trendy, and I was like, oh, what if like we did that? But incorporate with Shave Ice and kind of just make Shave Ice just make it unique, really. Because when I was thinking, I was like, how can we bring Shave Ice to Seattle and be unique about it and offer something different that maybe people aren't used to? And that's what kind of got our minds thinking about doing certain flavors, kind of the way that our brand is. It's just much more than just maybe
more than just Shave Ice.
Just Shave Ice. Like,
Yes.
I wanted to actually have a story behind it. And it was just crazy to tie my story as a child. And it just comes like full circle here. And it's just crazy. My friend, Anthony, who owns a tea shop, his first event was going to be at the Chinatown Night Market.
In 2017.
2017, he was like, dude, you got to do it. And it was in like a month and a half. And I was like, dude, I don't even have a business name. I don't have anything. I didn't have my machines. I didn't have my syrups.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, just go apply for a business license. Yeah. So I applied, filled everything out. And the lady was like, so what's your business name? And I was like, oh,
and then, your dad's is.
Well, my dad's is Dan's Miley Shave Ice.
So really?
So
Just do Mike
I'll
Shave
do-
Ice.
I don't know. I'll just put Mike Shave Ice for now.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah. It's
I
dark.
don't know. Yeah, it kind of stuck from there, and we kind of tried different names, but it just wasn't like, I don't know, wasn't feeling it. So we just kind of rolled with Mike Shave Ice, and that's pretty much the story behind how we got it.
We like to be able to offer two different menus. We like to offer, that traditional menu where it's syrups that you know, when you're getting in Hawaii at home, when you're back home.
Yeah.
And then we also have our specialty menu where we have the fresh fruit syrups with fresh fruit toppings, and we have our halo halo. I think it makes it unique too, where we're able to incorporate like other desserts into a shave ice. Like the mango sago is actually a drink.
Yeah.
But what he was like, let's make it into a shave ice.
Yeah.
And then the halo halo, it's
a traditional Filipino dessert, which is made from shaved ice and with all the toppings and everything. It's just we did a little play on it on how it's presented. But what really, the specialty menu was kind of something that I thought that would make us unique.
So yeah, halo halo means it's a traditional Filipino dessert. It means mix. It translates to mix. There's ice, there's milk, there's evaporated milk, condensed milk, coconut jellies, mung beans.
Yeah, mung beans.
Sometimes there's leche flan.
Yeah.
There's shredded coconuts.
Shredded coconut
It's a mix of so many
different
good ingredients.
Yeah, and they're very colorful
Yeah,
ingredients too, so it stands out. So I knew that item was kind of an eye catcher, and it has the ube ice cream,
Oh yeah, of course.
which is like
That's the king.
the main.
That's the best.
That's
part.
yeah.
But that was your first. That was like your
Yeah.
first thing, and we were like,
That was like
how
my
can we-
first like
Yeah.
prototype.
In the beginning, when we first started, we had obviously little support from. Well, no, not little support. Sorry, support from our family and friends. A lot of support from them. Sorry.
Yeah.
But we didn't know many other like business owners with
Personally.
like personally, yeah.
But a lot of our friends and family, they would refer to other, businesses as to yourself and to other Filipino businesses such as like Nate from Big Boys and stuff. So those are people I knew that had businesses. So we were like, oh man, that's awesome. Kind of looked up to you guys, and we were just super grateful to be connected with many other, many of people with businesses, and it's just there's like this common connection that we're all trying to do our best and to be in business and to share kind of our story, and we all want to help each other in a certain way, and we're so grateful for people to
Just support us. Continuing to support us.
And yeah, it's just from the very beginning, I think that was kind of like it set the tone and let us know that we had support behind us. And we're just super grateful for that support.
Your mom and your dad always show their customers like, look at
Yeah.
they're so proud because they're business owners. So I think for them to see you do that and to build your own business, they did everything right.
Yeah.